All right, so today we are going to discuss how to use the if and ifs statements to fill a cell with different values depending on criteria you choose. So let's start off with typing equals if to start our comparison. You can see the first thing that we need to put in here is a logical expression. And that's going to be something like, say, for instance, if B1 is greater than 100. So that just runs a check. That lets me say if this is true, then we're going to add a comma. And then I want to put a lot of keywords. And then if it's not true, then I'll have a value. If false, then I'll say not very many keywords. And then I hit enter, and you can see it checks out. It's greater than 100, so it's a lot of keywords. If I copy this formula to the second and third row, you see the third row is less than 100, so it's not very many keywords. Now, if I want to add a second one, if it's not true, I can add a second test by going in here and deleting this and saying if B1 is less than 50, then a tiny amount of keywords. Otherwise, if it's not less than 50, we'll say a moderate amount of keywords. Close the quotes, close the parenthesis, hit enter, and then if I drag this down, you see it's a tiny amount of keywords because it's not greater than 100. So we run the second test. It is less than 50. So we use a tiny amount of keywords. Now, an easier way to do this and run as many checks as you want is to instead, let's delete this and say equals ifs with an S at the end, open parenthesis, and then I can say if B1 is greater than 160, a lot of keywords. Otherwise, if B1 is greater than 100, open quote, a moderate amount of keywords. And another parenthesis. And then we can say if B1 is less than 50, a tiny amount of keywords. Close the parenthesis, hit enter, and you can see this is not greater than 160, but it is greater than 100, so we use the moderate amount of keywords. If we just copy this down, you can see it is a lot of keywords and a tiny amount of keywords. So hope that helped you. You can also do the same thing with instead of numerical calculations, you can do it with text calculations just by saying if it equals 159. That works as well. So you can test it out with numbers greater than, less than, equal to, or text in the cell is equal to something. And you can also say if, for example, using another formula, exact, A1 is equal to keywords, and use a formula that returns true or false to control your if statement. So I hope that helped you out. And if you got value from this, please subscribe for more Google Sheets and Excel tips and tricks.